Hello and howdy everyone. Here to talk about the film, new film from Neil Blomkamp. What is it called? Elysium. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I'm going for a 6. I think it's worthy of a 6, which is kind of a bummer because that's my cutoff for recommendation. 7 and up for me is a definite recommendation to anyone. 6 and below, I would have to hone my recommendation. For Elysium, I would recommend it to fans of District 9, Neil Blomkamp's first film. I believe it's his first film. I think Elysium is his second feature-length film. Fans of Neil Blomkamp and District 9, sci-fi geeks, but I imagine if you're a sci-fi geek, then you've probably already seen the film anyway. Fans of Matt Damon, fans of, action violence, I could recommend this film. But to the general populace, I would not recommend this film to my parents. I wouldn't tell my mom to go see this movie. Maybe that's a little bit due to high expectation. It looked really cool. I had a couple people that I talked to who really wanted to see it, so that got me excited to see it. I did make the mistake of, I usually don't read critical reviews before I see a film. I will check something like Metacritic. I'm a big fan of Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes to see their general score, to see if I want to spend money. That's how I decide if I want to, that's how I go shopping, basically, is what film do I want to spend, my hard-earned $12 on, or more, $16 on. What do I want to spend $16 on? It better be fucking decent if I'm going to spend $16 on it. So that's how I do my shopping, is through Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, but I just look at the number. I don't read any specific detailed review until after I've seen the film, generally. That was not the case this time. I got an issue of Rolling Stone. I subscribe to Rolling Stone, and Peter Travers is one of my favorite movie critics, and I read his review of Elysium, and he liked Elysium more than me, and it kind of got me jazzed, because Peter Travers is probably my favorite movie critic. So I find that we have incredibly similar taste. So the fact that he loved this movie, I was kind of anticipating it. And in fact, the very line that got me anticipating it is, you can't wait for Jodie Foster. Just wait till you see what Jodie Foster does. Jodie Foster is the bad guy here. She is the, she's attempting a coup at being the president of Elysium. So I thought she was just going to chew the scenery. I thought she was going to deliver this tremendous bad guy performance. She doesn't. It's cold. I don't really think it's anything that Jodie Foster hasn't done before. I suppose maybe it's a little bit, you don't really picture her as someone evil and is self-serving, but in terms of, acting, it's certainly not anything she hasn't done before. I don't feel. So that kind of got me. It was I just kept on waiting for Jodie Foster to just fucking kick it into high gear, and she, never did. She really didn't honestly get the chance. I don't really blame her. I never blame the actors for anything in a film. But I think that's my overall, disappointment with the film. Is it seemed as big as the story. Okay, I didn't even say what the story was. Okay, you've got future Earth. I think the year was something like 2150, somewhere, in the distant future. The quote-unquote 1% has moved into Elysium, which is a floating space station, ginormous space station in orbit above Earth. There's no poverty, there's no sickness. It is nirvana for all intents and purposes. While Earth is a hellscape. There's, I wanted to know more about that relationship. I wanted to know more about the world that all these people were inhabiting. I wanted to know more about the downfall. How did they build Elysium? I just wanted to know more detail, something to make the world more rich and realistic and more transportive. I just kind of felt like I was a tourist, watching all these people kill other people. And it's definitely very violent. Some of the violence is very good, very realistic, very well done. I'm getting off track. Oh, okay. So Matt Damon's in this film, if I didn't mention that. He's the lead character. He has a industrial accident. He's inundated with radiation. He has like a week to live. So he's like, oh, okay, I better get up to Elysium where they have no sickness. Again, I wanted to know more about this technology. Is how does one machine heal everything from leukemia to having your face blown off? This one machine can do it. I just give us something about who created the machine, how, why aren't there different machines for different injuries, for different diseases? Again, I wanted to know details, and I didn't get any. Crap. Forgot what I was. Oh, so he's like, I got to get to Elysium, to heal myself, and in turn, help this lady who I've been in love with all my life, who's just conveniently there. That's another problem I have with the film, is everything just seems convenient. It was just all a little bit ABC for me. There wasn't too much tension. There wasn't too much tension, and I remember District 9 being very tense, being very, thrillerific. But here it was just kind of more of spectacle and sitting back and watching. I never, felt super involved. I never felt super involved. So yeah, he's got to get up to Elysium and cure himself, and on the way he gets a code that will give the power to every person. And so I guess if we're all going to be citizens of Elysium, I didn't know how they're going to arrange transport. Are they going to bring Elysium down, or again, none of that's really handled in detail. So it's just kind of left up to you about what they're going to do. You just get the broad strokes. It's a film of broad strokes. So Matt Damon goes up to Elysium and fights robots. I really thought the droids were cool. I thought they were realistic. Their movements kind of had me, hypnotized. I thought that, again, that oftentimes you see a droid or whatever, and it's like, well, maybe that will happen. This definitely seemed like, okay, that's probably what a droid will look like in the future. Just their movements were very human-like. I just enjoyed them. They were creepy, they were cool, and I liked the way they moved. Basically all the humans on Earth are just kind of wrangled by droids, robots of some sort. Again, I wanted to know about, how did things come to be that way? I wanted to know. I had so many questions, and the film provided not many answers. There's like the bad guy who does the work. There's the bad guy, the Darth Sidious level bad guy of being Jodie Foster, who is pulling all the strings, but then there's the Darth Vader level bad guy who's actually getting his hands dirty. And that Darth level Vader bad guy is Kruger, played by the main actor from District 9. So I think it's kind of great for him because the character is totally different, and he nails it. I mean, he's psychotic in this film. He's a government assassin, I guess. But then, again, it's like, just to create drama, they're like, oh, he did something bad, we must disavow him. And so now he's disavowed and pissed at the government. and then the government says, "Oh, we need you one more time. It's okay. Let's wipe the slate clean. You're back in." And he's like, "Okay, I'm back in." And and then they're surprised, when he betrays them. Just kind of like, okay, whatever. But he plays a great character, definitely psychotic. He, is a good bad guy. He doesn't have too much to do other than be like super creepy and insane, but he does it really well. And again, it's totally different from the character he played in District 9, so I think it's kind of great for him. I wish I could remember his name right now. He's a childhood friend of Neil Blomkamp. They grew up together and surely made young student films together. So you can see that they'll probably still continue to work together. I just think he should get other work too. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the production value was good. I definitely, it looked good. It didn't have much to fill it out, but it looked good. I enjoyed the technology. It all seemed realistic. It all seemed, well, I can see that, coming out in 100 years. This is, well, with the exception of not wanting the Earth to be a hellscape, I'd say, well, I could kind of see this, being happen. And there's a lot of integration with our own bodies and technology. I think that's, around the corner. So I thought it was very prescient. It seems like he's got his finger. He's good with sci-fi. He's not too unbelievable. He takes what currently exists and then just tweaks a little bit and thinks, well, this might be where this could go. And it seems pretty realistic. I wanted to care. I didn't care much. I didn't care much about what I was watching. And to put it in a nutshell, and why I'm settling on a 6 instead of a 7, because I maybe could have given it a 7 just for the theatrical experience I had. But I definitely know if I ever see this film again, one, I don't have a great desire to see the film again. But if I ever, want to watch it here at home, I'll probably definitely give it a 6. But I don't have a great desire to see it. That's definitely a cutoff between a 6 and 7 for me. 7s I definitely want to rent when they come out. I don't feel I need to rent this. Also, someone asked me, because I had seen both Wolverine and Elysium. They were trying to decide which movie to see. They said, "So Luke, which movie's better, Wolverine or Elysium?" And without hesitation, I said Wolverine. So I gave Wolverine a 7. So that means I got to give Elysium a score under that. So I give it a 6. I don't really know what else I got to say about it. So I guess I'll just stop talking. So that's the new film from Neil Blomkamp, Elysium. I give it a solid 6. Thanks much.